And welcome back. It's time for this week's Capitol Report with Pat McGuigan of CapitolBeatOK.com. Pat, before the segment, you were saying that you wanted to give a couple of shout-outs to a couple of people at the Capitol. One of them, a recently re-elected member of the legislature, and one member who is leaving. I'll leave you to tell us who they are.
We're going to be bipartisan here.
Yes.
Jason Nelson was re-elected, and Nelson, I believe, may be the best House Republican member. And there's a lot of reasons I think that. He's not only was a leader on the conservative side in the Common Core fight over education standards, he also helped put in place the framework for strong standards, but ones that will be Oklahoma-based. So he took a lead in that. He's been a key person, in fact, the linchpin of the school choice movement in Oklahoma, and I've talked in this segment before about how important I believe that is to our children and to the future. Finally, he's worked hard in all the welfare arena, the child services, adult protective services, you name it. He was a key player in the DHS reforms that are still tenuous but are being implemented. He gets the whole picture. He gets all the things involved in modern public service. I think he's stellar, and I applaud his re-election by voters in his district here in Oklahoma City. The other one is an old friend, Rebecca Hamilton, who's a Democrat, who I do not always agree with on economic issues. She's a social justice advocate, a human rights advocate. I have admired her principled stance as a Democrat of the old school on the pro-life issues. I respect her credibility in that area. She served 6 long years initially as a member of the legislature, then went away for a while and then came back in the era of term limits, and she served all 6 terms. Leader on domestic violence issues, the rights of women, and advocacy for unborn children. For all of that, I also salute her. 18 years of service, and she's leaving the legislature this month, and I just wanted to give her a tip of the hat also.
Well, that seems like it's deserved, so thanks for doing that. Now, you were present at a sentencing of a man who embezzled more than $40,000 from the Society of Professional Journalists this past week. You're an officer of that group, so share your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I was part of the cleanup operation, in fact, as treasurer for 2 years. I salute my colleagues in the Society of Professional Journalists among the officers for jumping on this once it was discovered. It was a very serious situation. I felt a lot of anger and sadness as I sat in the courtroom the other day and watched the final deliberations by the judge and the sentencing. The individual received a total of 10 years deferred, which will allow him the opportunity to work and do something I've always believed in crimes like this, which is to pay back the victim, in this case the Society of Professional Journalists. I hope and pray he does the right thing, and I particularly want to give yet another shout out to my friends and colleagues among the officers of the Society.
All right, well, you can read more about these and other topics at CapitolBeatOK.com. For Pat McGuigan, I'm Alex Cameron. Have a good day.